channel, guys, where I help you promote healthy hair growth using the most natural resources possible. So today, guys, what I have for you is my hair routine that I've been doing for probably at least the past 8 months now. As we all do, we try a lot of different things. It's a lot of trial and error with hair growth. I wanted to find something consistent that I thought worked long term, and then I wanted to practice that, put that into action for at least 6 months to make sure that I liked it, and then if I stuck with it, I would feel comfortable about presenting it to you on here. That way you can try it, and that way I've already tested it out and I know that it works. So how I wanted to do this today is I practically wanted to roll out of bed, start fresh in the morning, and then do my routine all the way through. And then after this, we can hash out some of the reasoning behind why I'm doing what I'm doing, why you might want to try this, or possibly why you may want to avoid doing this. So like I said, I'm fresh out of bed pretty much. That's why my shirt's all wrinkled, my beard's all scraggly. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out and let you see kind of what we're working with in the mornings. Now last night, the only thing I did before bed, and a lot of times I will do before bed, is I will add a little bit of coconut oil just to like the second half of my hair. Sometimes even a little bit, just kind of lightly. I'll just go like that real lightly over the top. And the reason for that is because of friction. Anytime you're sleeping in the bed, your head's turning and things. And so obviously your hair is gonna get frizzy in the morning because of all that friction on your pillowcase, especially if you're not using like a silk pillowcase or a head wrap. Okay, so I can't really see what it looks like. I haven't even looked in the mirror this morning. Probably some dryness. And so yeah, we're looking at a good amount of volume to it, poofiness. You may be looking at me right now and you're thinking, wow, my hair does the same thing. It looks like that all the time. I've got that wavy to curly hair. My hair's really frizzy. It doesn't respond good in certain weather. All these things I want to touch on what the reasoning for that is. But first, I want to just show you what my routine is, and then we'll hash some of that out when we come back. All right, so I'm in the bathroom. Step number one is going to be to soak my hair. Now, you don't always have to completely soak it in the shower. Sometimes you can just spritz it with a spray bottle and get it good and wet that way. For the specific effect I want today, I want that moist, curly, wet look. So we're gonna have to completely soak it. See if I can do this without getting my microphone wet. Okay, so basically what you just saw me do was I soaked my hair really good to get it saturated. I didn't add anything to it in the shower. I didn't condition it. I didn't do anything. I just soaked it. And I'll tell you why I did that here in a little bit. In addition to doing my hair, I did wash my face and I washed my beard. So after saturating my hair really good and being gentle with it while I was doing that, I then squeezed all that excess water out of my hair without drying it too much and without using a towel or anything. Once I've released enough water to keep it from dripping out of my hair, then I know I can apply the conditioner. And in this case, the conditioner that I've been using a lot over the past few months is this Pure Zero Clean Beauty coconut milk moisturizing conditioner. It has zero sulfates, parabens, dyes, phosphates, phthalates, and gluten. So it's a really good conditioner to use. I'm not sponsored by them at all. My wife just picked this up a few months back and I used it. And I was like, wow, I really like how that feels in my hair. It seems to hold really good and it smells really good too. It's hard to find, for me anyway, it's hard to find something that holds in my hair to where you can smell it at all. It usually it all just comes right out. You don't smell anything. But for whatever reason, this smells really good, especially when it's used as a leave-in. So once I applied my leave-in conditioner, I then use a t-shirt, which is one of my little tricks that I discovered on my own. Maybe there's some other people that use it. I just stick my head through the neck hole and then pull it down over my forehead and then twist it and wrap it up like normal. And then I'll leave this up for probably 30 to 45 minutes, depends on how much of a rush I'm in. I have put it up and I've been in a hurry, I need to be somewhere in 20 minutes. So I'll throw it up real quick and I'll drive to where I gotta go looking like an idiot with a head wrap on. You just can't care when you have long hair. You just gotta do what you gotta do and not worry about people to look at you while you're driving. I'll be driving like to church and it'll take me 20 minutes to get there, take my head wrap off, and then I just walk straight inside. I don't have to do anything to it. I don't have to brush it, nothing. One other tip that you can do to help hold these curls in and hold the moisture in even better, especially if you want that extra wet look, is you can use some pomade. As soon as you put the conditioner in your hair, take some pomade, a big gloop of it, good size of it in your hand, and then just rub it around in your hand, and then take it and just scrunch your hair up, and then just gently run it down the outsides of your hair a little bit. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna hold that moisture in even tighter, and then when your hair dries, it's gonna maintain that more moist look to it instead of it being a more dry look. So I'm gonna go ahead and change. I'm gonna brush my beard, put a different shirt on and things like that, and then we'll jump into some information here in a second. All right, so while this is drying, let's hash a few things out. When it comes to figuring out what your specific hair routine is gonna be, the first question you need to ask is, what type of hair do I have? And there's gonna be three main ones to go over. There's low porosity, there's high porosity, and then you got those lucky ones that sit right there in the middle. So maybe you've heard these terms before, or maybe this is the first time you've heard them before. I'm gonna summarize them real quick for you. So to understand what your hair porosity is, it's good to understand how your hair structure is actually built. And I've talked about this in a number of my videos, so I'm just gonna briefly scratch over the surface. So each strand of your hair is made up of 3 layers. You have the cuticle, which is the outermost layer, you have the cortex, which is the middle layer, and then you've got the medulla, which is the innermost layer. So that outermost layer of your hair, the cuticle, is protecting the inner 2 layers of your hair by controlling how much moisture and products, chemicals, and things like that can be absorbed into it. So think of your hair, if you've got your hair shaft like this, and your cuticles are gonna be like scales over it, like scales on a fish. If those cuticles are too tight up against your hair shaft, it's not gonna let moisture in. If your cuticles are open all the time, then that means the moisture is just gonna go in and flow right back out. The one in the middle is where everyone wants to be, and that's where your hair is properly absorbing moisture and it's holding moisture in when it needs to. So the problem with high porosity hair is the moisture gets in there really easily, but it doesn't stay there because the cuticles are open all the time. The problem with low porosity hair is the moisture has a hard time getting in because it's having a hard time penetrating those cuticles, which are closed. So the next big question in all of this, can I change this? What can I do to change it? This is where we all come full circle with what my hair routine is and why it is what it is. I have high porosity hair, so my cuticles are always open. My hair always appears dry and frizzy. It gets tangled easily. It sheds a lot. And so anytime I put my hair in a bun or brush it or things like that, more hair is just coming out because of the friction and the cuticles being open, which causes more friction, which is one reason why I don't brush my hair very often at all. So if I condition my hair like everybody else in the shower, and then I rinse it out, every bit of that conditioner is gone just like that. So if you have high porosity hair, you have to figure out how to get moisture into it and how to hold it there. Leave-in conditioners are your best friend. I've done a number of oils, and there are applications where oils are great, but they can also make your hair appear oily. So you have to be really careful with how you use oils. I would not use them as the primary source for adding moisture to your hair. In my experience, the best thing that I've done is a leave-in conditioner. And not just any leave-in conditioner, it needs to be a natural one. So I washed my hair, I added conditioner to it, and then I'm letting it sit in the towel. It's holding that moisture, and then I'm gonna let the towel down, it's gonna air dry, but I'm not ever rinsing it out. And then that way throughout my day, it appears moisturized and it doesn't ever dry out. So back to that question we asked a few minutes ago, is my hair changeable? The answer to this question plainly is no, it's not changeable necessarily. It's genetic. You have your own unique hair genetics from your parents. So you can't change that, but you can manage it. So now that we've talked about what hair porosity is, what my routine is, and some solutions that I have to help manage this, in particular and more specifically high porosity hair, now the question you might be asking is, how do I know what my hair type is? So there's a real quick test you can do to find this out. Take a glass of water and then start by combing your hair to release some of the strands that are shedding, and then take a couple of those strands and drop them into the glass of water. The hair that is low porosity will float at the top, the hair that is normal will float, and then it'll slowly start to sink, sit in the middle, and then make its way to the bottom. and then the hair that's high porosity will immediately start sinking to the bottom. And that's what mine did. Okay, so now that we've gone through all that, it's been about 20 minutes. Let's take this head wrap off and see what we have. All right, so it's still a little bit damp, you can see, but as far as the curls go, these curls and the waves that are in my hair are gonna stay like this throughout the day. I'll show you the back. Smells really good. When I just run my fingers through my hair gently, it feels moist, that I can put it half up, I can put it in a bun. The waves will just add texture to the hair instead of it just looking like this dry mat with frizz at the bottom. Anytime I go out in public somewhere nice, if I go out to eat with my wife, if I go to church, this is what I'm going to first. The only real thing that I've discovered that works every single time. So give it a shot, see if it works for you. Drop some comments down in the bottom. I'd love to hear your questions. I'd love to interact with you. So yeah, in addition to that, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I post a new video, and it really helps support me if you do those 3 things. So guys, go out and have an awesome day. Don't give up on it. Push through, and I'll be here to help you out. See ya.